y'all only like dark-skinned women when they look white. And I think about it and I'm like, yo, what the fuck does that even mean? And they were like, oh, well, whenever, rappers or black men talk about dark-skinned women, they always have Eurocentric or white features, like Kelly Rowland or Bernice Bogos. Bernice
Bogos has white features? She has
People were trying to
Eurocentric
say
features?
they had, like Kelly Rowland, Bernice Burgos, Justine Skye, they all have Eurocentric white feature, which is the only reason why men are attracted to dark-skinned women. Or them as dark-skinned women, which I'm like, I've never looked at it that way. I've just always saw them as beautiful women of darker skin complexion, but I've never looked at it as like, oh well, they're white, or they have white. Not even they're white. They have Eurocentric features, which is why men find them more attractive.
And this is something I feel like I should probably be more educated on if I'm gonna like speak about it. But it's like, I personally, Bernice Burgos.
We keep fucking up her name. Oh God,
Bernice. I don't to me, that's a beautiful black woman. I don't understand what anything about her is Eurocentric. I think maybe if we fine tune it and look at her facial features.
Eurocentric is like straighter nose, smaller lips, right?
And that she fits that criteria?
I can't even picture her face now.
Because when I also think of featurism, I kind of think of black women's bodies, right?
Okay.
I thought that's what it referred to. When I read the word featurism, I thought that's what it's kind of referring to in the sense that
like the features of your face.
I guess it's more so that, but then there's just also the fact that black women are more voluptuous than white women generally, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
Tend to be, right? Mm-hmm. And okay, if we want to put science and history behind this too, same reason black men are good at sports and have larger penises and stuff like that. What a lot of this kind of shit goes back to historically, during slavery. It's funny, we're going full circle on this. You have no idea how awful of a thing slavery really was. Like, we were biologically engineered. They had these things. You won't ever see this in a 12 Years a Slave movie or anything like that. We used to have things called biofarms, where they would be engineering black men and black women.
That's a real thing?
Yes. So so what they would do is they would take the biggest black man and the biggest black woman and make them have kids.
Like a super slave.
Yeah. Well, Jesus. They were trying to build work horses, pretty much. They were trying to build mules. And they also did this there was a name to it, but I don't know what this practice is called, where every slave male boy, when he was 15 years old, would be inspected to see if he was going to grow and be a very strong, like, hard-backed somebody that could, do a lot of labor. And if they weren't, they were castrated. So,
oh my God.
Yeah. So when you think about how slavery happened, only the strong survived, and they were only letting the biggest and strongest slaves procreate, right? So when you consider us being bigger, having, bigger legs and hips, bigger noses or lips, or being able to run faster or jump faster, or, other stereotypes like black men having larger penises and shit like that.
Right.
Most of it you can attribute to that ugly side of slavery. We were engineered and we were in a fight. So only the strongest and biggest of us would prevail, would survive.
Oh, yeah. So it says the breeding of enslaved people in the United States was the practice in slave states where slave owners would systematically force the reproduction of enslaved people to increase their profits. Yeah, based on size. Oh my God, yeah, it's like genetic. Oh my God.
You don't see this in 12 Years a Slave. You don't see this in all the...
Yeah,
I
think I've heard about that, but like not in that much depth.
And they don't teach it in school either when you get the one February unit about fucking slavery, Like they don't teach that. That's... one of the reasons why we're different.
Right.
Featurism, right? We have different features as a result of slavery.
Right.
So that's what I think of when I'm hearing featurism. And then there's it's like a big slap in the face to black women too, because now they're all like surgery and everything.
Right.
And what I think of it, I look at it as, if white women's getting like a BBL or something like that, they're trying to make their body look like a black woman's body. That's how I view it, They're trying to look like a black woman. They want to, because that's cool now. 20 years ago, if a white woman if someone told a white woman her ass is fat, that was like a diss. Like she would go home and cry. You know what I mean? Now it's a thing because of black women. Because black women have made that cool. That sounds awful to say it like that, but it's just
the truth, though.
So when you hear Khloe Kardashian going off about her, you know,
her
unrealistic,
her non-edited picture getting leaked,
and then feeling like she needs to live up to these unrealistic body standards, like, yo, you kind of created, like, your family is one of the poster boys for this concept.
Exactly.
Here. So that's that. When I think of Featurism, that's what I think of.
That's a nightmare when you really think about it.
Yeah, and then there's texturism and all those other isms that sound funny. We laugh when we say it, but bro, it plays a really big part in the dynamic of how we're treated and viewed in society.
Yeah, and it's basically causing more than a rift in every like ethnic community, basically.
Internally, right? It's making black people fight with black people. Making biracial people fight with black people.
Is that what that was? Is that what this was? This was our...
No, I'm big stupid saying
that. It was an argument? Yeah, no, that's a good way to view it, I think. But